Hello, everyone. Welcome back to SAT Math. Question of the day with Professor Emeritus Seth Chaiken at University of Albany and Seth's brother Joel. Hello. We're here to hopefully show you how to approach SAT math questions, let alone any math question. I was wrong the other day. We have 18 practice questions given to us graciously by the SAT people in preparation for the digital SAT, which will come in winter of 2024 to United States high school students. Okay, math question 16. Please read it, pause, and come back, and we'll approach it, hopefully in different ways. Two nearby trees are perpendicular to the ground, which is flat. One of the trees is 10 feet tall and has a shadow 5 feet long. At the same time, the shadow of the other tree is 2 feet long. How tall in feet is the other tree? Looks like geometry, which means that, oh, look, brown. Oh, look at that, brown like a trunk.
Well, I think it's 2/5 of 10.
Yeah, but it's helpful to
which
draw.
Which is known as 4.
Right. Okay.
Why?
Well, let's draw the
This
picture.
is a proportion problem.
Yeah.
And we have a short tree and a tall tree.
Right.
We know the length of the shadow of the short tree and the length of the shadow of the tall tree. We're interested in the shadow of the short tree. So we have to take, and we know the height of the tall tree. So we have to take the smaller fraction, which is 2/5, and multiply it by the height of the tall tree to get the height of the small tree.
You're doing it like so smart. I mean, you're doing it like you already know how to do it.
Bingo, question done.
Oh, come on, Seth.
Okay, now
what mood are you in? What mood are you in
really, that's how I would do it.
Okay, that's how you would do it.
And then I check it. Okay, check it. We have a tall tree with a 5-foot long shadow, and another tree whose shadow is only 2 foot. Okay, the second tree is shorter. It's 10, that's the height of the tree. They're interested in the height of the short tree. Yes, the proper way of multiplying the fraction to shoot down the 10 to a smaller number is 2/5. Question done.
What's up with you today? You don't seem like the same Seth you usually are.
No, I just, okay, this is the way I would do it on an SAT. Now, for the benefit of our audience who don't understand what I was talking about, let's do it. Let's teach the audience what someone who wouldn't use that method needs to know.
Well, okay? I would say more let's show the audience how to approach the problem, maybe a little bit more methodically and through the concepts that are usually taught in high school.
Yeah, okay. It's like a teacher would.
I guess, yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah. So basically, these are similar. This is an example of similar figures.
Yeah. And the point is the sun makes the same angle. There's the sun off there in infinity, so that the angles are the same, and therefore, the same angles. The trees are perpendicular to the ground, so we have two equal angles. Angle A and angle A are equal, and the two right angles are equal. We have angle property of similarity of triangles. The triangles are similar, corresponding sides are in proportion.
Right. Yeah, so in other words, we need to make a proportion. So
that's why they tell us the trees are perpendicular to the ground.
That's right.
Number one. And they're perpendicular to the ground, and the ground is flat, so that this, the angle between the shadow, the ground, and the we do not have the tree standing up like this. Here's our tree, and the ground kind of go down like this.
No, I know. Yeah,
the shadow.
Add complications to the thing.
Yeah. So they explain explain that there are no complications, so that the the simple model of similar right triangles applies,
Yeah.
and now it leaves you to apply the model and solve the problem.
Yeah, so let's write the proportion nice and calmly. So the big tree, 10, I'm just going to 10 is to x. This side corresponds to this side,
Yeah,
as 5 is to 2. And then you cross multiply. 5x equals 20. Divide by 5, and x is equal to 4.
yeah,
Some people, I do it this way. Some people make a proportion like this. They go 10 over 5 as x is to 2. 10 over 5 as x is to 2. Some people do this proportion, 10 over 5 as x is to 2. When you cross multiply, you get the same answer. But I like to do this one. I like to do corresponding sides. Big tree is to small tree. Big tree is to small tree. As big shadow is to small shadow.
yeah.
So yeah, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
Or you can just do it the way Seth did it, which is just realize that the shadow, the tree height is proportional to the shadow distance, which is the way Seth did it, like this. Right, because the little shadow is half. No, not the little shadow. The little shadow is 2/5 of the big shadow, which means the small tree, has to be 2/5 of 10. See how the little shadow is 2/5. The little shadow is 2/5 of the big shadow. So yeah, okay. I guess that's it, right?
That's it.
Yeah. So this is a little bit of a geometry problem. There's not a whole lot of geometry on the test, but there's some. Certainly you need to know geometry, but generally the SAT, at least up until now, geometry's just been a part of it, but not the big part of the test. Okay, that's it. We're done. We should look and see how they did it. Oh wow, look at this. Okay, they call it geometry and trigonometry. That's fancy. Yeah. Okay, each tree and its shadow can be modeled using a right triangle. Right. So then, they don't mention that the triangles are similar, do they?
They use concepts of congruence and similarity.
Yeah, they do.
So they're not using the concept of congruence.
Right. Yeah. Their respective angles will be similar. Yeah. Right. Therefore, the height. Therefore, they make the proportion. Oh yeah, they do it the way I do it. 10 over 5 is x over 2.
Yeah.
Notice they put the x on the numerator, so it's a little bit easier. When I did it, I put the x in the denominator, so I had one extra step. But they were smart enough to put the x in the numerator.
Well, maybe it's when you set up your two ratios, wouldn't it be a good idea to purposely put the x in the numerator?
Yes, that's a good point. That would be a good idea. That would have been a good idea, yeah. So maybe the way to do it is to start with the x first. I didn't even think about that. Maybe x over 10. X over 10 is 2 over 5. And then you would have gotten the answer a little faster.
Yeah.
Oh, good. So you learned something from the answer. And then...
Well, again, approaching it is you know that you're seeking x.
Right.
And so when you formulate the proportion, write the x in the most convenient place.
That is
for you to use
really good idea that we really haven't talked
about.
Really
good idea, yeah.
Yeah, it saves yourself a little bit of time plus brain power, right? You use less brain to have to cross multiply. Yeah, that's a really good idea. So B.
And then if you have when you have x over, what was it? X over 10, what equals 2 over 5. You don't think about cross multiplying. You simply multiply both sides by 10 to clear the denominator, and then immediately get the 2 times 10 divided by 5 is the answer.
Yeah, absolutely. Good.
So you do one multiplication and one division instead of two multiplications and one division.
That's right. So it's much, much better. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's 2/3 of a number of operations.
Right. I mean, this is one question. You do that just a few times, you get yourself 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So good. So we got something out of this more than just the trick, more than just the similarity and similar problems, similar triangles and geometry problem. Great. Okay. So I guess have a good day, everyone. Please like us, dislike us, give us comments on our YouTube videos, or email us at satmathquestionoftheday@gmail.com. And if you have any math questions you'd like us to go over, SAT math questions you'd like us to go over it, email us at the same email address. And tomorrow's Throwback Thursday, so we go back to a test from maybe 20 years ago, where reasoning was more of a component on the test, and we can show a problem. We can do a problem there. You can do a problem from an old test as well. Okay, everyone, have a great day. Seth, I thought you fell asleep.
Okay, bye-bye, everybody.
Okay, have a good day. Bye. Bye-bye, everyone.